to the last discussion of this podcast, ranking the Black Clover Captains.
Snap.
So here we go. It started off in a chapter review, and now it's made it to the podcast. We was putting some slander on some motherfucking captains' names, and it's time to put some respect on a few of them. So the squads, just for the heads up to the new Black Clover fans or whatever, we have Golden Dawn, Black Bulls, Silver Eagle, Blue Rose, Crimson Lion, Green Mantis, Coral Peacock, Purple Orca, and Azure Deer. And for the captains, respective to how I named the thing, we have William Vangeance, Yami, Nozel Silva, Charolete Roselei, Fuegoleon, Jack the Ripper, Dorothy, Kaiser, Grand Orca, and Rill Boismortier. So,
all right, wait, pause. Before we continue, are we going to include Vermillion and then the other Purple Orca captain who got in jail before we start?
Do we want to?
No, let's leave Vermillion out. But who was the other captain?
The other Purple Orca who got arrested like immediately, pretty much.
Shit, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, so the Purple Orca captain I mentioned is actually the new captain.
Right.
So his magic is like vortex magic.
Right.
Which it creates whirlwinds. I don't even see him use that shit. The one before him was the guy that turned invisible.
Right.
So you probably know the guy that turned invisible more than you know.
The guy with the mask is the guy that turns invisible, right?
Right.
Yeah. Him.
Oh, so I don't even know who the new captain is.
That's what I said. I said you probably know the other guy more.
Right. The new captain, he only had the one fight shown against Fuegoleon after he had Salamander. But that was literally like half the episode. So
that guy's name, we can just kick him out then because we don't know enough about him right now. We'll call this guy's called Guldir Poizot. That's the name of the guy that turns invisible, the original trader motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, regardless, in both cases, I think they're at the pretty low end of the list.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're putting them all last. Pretty confident.
But here we go. Anybody got their order already of how they want to toss it up?
Hold up.
Do we want to start from bottom? Do we want to start from bottom and work our way to the top, or do we want to start from the top and work our way to the bottom? I don't know where most arguments will be.
Bottom.
All right, so who do we think is the strongest right now? And I'm going off the most current chapter of the manga.
So we're going off manga. Okay.
Yeah.
Yami for sure.
Okay, so I put Yami as one. Yeah.
I would also agree with that.
I'm going William Vangeance.
Oh my god. I knew we was gonna start with the bullshit early.
You just want to argue, bro. There's no
way. But no. What I will give player 5, because I was thinking about this too this morning, is one thing that I do know about the shonen universe is that you can't sleep on niggas with tree magic, because I was sleeping on niggas heavy, and the first motherfucker to show me stop sleeping on niggas with tree related shit is the first Hokage. So he's a nigga who's pull out tree magic and show you could do more with it. So I get why you would say that, but I would say from what I've seen William Vangeance do, and also given that he lost without the demon homie, from what we know, using a significant portion of his power, I would have to put him below Yami. Then it got dropped pretty soon.
Go
ahead.
He might have something, you know what I'm saying? Something laying low to up. Like, he clearly the He the to their relationship, bro. I think he got something, bro. I know all the evidence points to Yami, bro, but I think he got something, something that he got up the trunk, bro. It's just a feeling I got, bro. I gotta get him number one. I can see it.
That's cool. He ain't used it though, so.
Right. So at least I think what the group agrees on is that William Vangeance and Yami Sukehiro are in 1 and 2 spots. The order of that is a little bit whatever, but we're saying mostly Yami, and then second would be William, or in player 5's case, William then Yami, right?
I actually disagree. Like Vangeance on my list was number 4. I ain't going.
Damn.
All right. Well, let's go to second. Let's go to who we think second then. So I thought we were unanimous on that. So for second, I think from what I'm seeing, I'm still probably gonna put Vangeance up there. I think he's still second in my book.
Same.
I'm actually gonna give it to my homie Fuegoleon. For the simple reason that you can't sleep on Salamander. That power up, they didn't really show it, but that power up was huge. And another way to put it, they pretty much put Fuegoleon close to the same level as Mereoleona. And I know, like, I don't gotta describe how redonkulous Mereoleona is, but the Flame Spirit one boosts his own magic, boosts his own mana, and what they were pretty much implying pretty much gave him like natural mana zone over like Salamander's range. To give another example, I had to do a little bit of research, but if you remember when they first introduced Salamander with Fauna, when effing Charlotte rolled up, Jack rolled up, and Nozel rolled up, Salamander by himself was holding his own against Nozel with no instruction from Fauna. So if Salamander by himself was able to hold off a captain for at least a good minute, actually working together when he got stronger, when going with Fuegoleon, and then knowing Fuegoleon's natural strength alone, I think that actually puts him above everybody else.
You know what? That was a very compelling argument. I'm gonna have to say, for now, I'm gonna bench my William hype because it's just all in my head, and I accept that. But yeah, I got to go with Jug on this. Yami into Fuegoleon. That make hella sense.
I mean, right now I can maybe succeed that Vangeance is not second, only because we still have not seen William Vangeance without the elf like battle really. So right now he seems like a pretty huge support mage, just from what I'm seeing, like with the whole tree magic. So
I mean,
I can
by no
now.
means am I sleeping on Vangeance. The biggest thing with Vangeance is that when his trees touch you, it automatically sucks up your mana. I mean, I'm not sleeping on that fact. That's OP. I'm just saying Salamander got the firepower and mana to hold off that ish up. So Fuegoleon could just close the distance and just give him the hands, because he is physically strong too. So
like, how did any of these niggas stop Dorothy though?
That's okay. Dorothy's my next on my list.
That's third.
What's the power?
Yeah, like Dorothy for me is third.
What's the power?
So wait, so for now at least, it seems like we're gonna go with Yami, and then second Fuegoleon as it stands in the story.
All right.
All right, next. So third, you're saying is Dorothy. Dorothy Unsworth.
And the only reason I actually put Fuegoleon above Dorothy is because of how petty they did Dorothy. For the simple fact that, so you get sucked into the dream world, you can pretty much control the world, but the biggest flaw being that if someone's smart enough to outwit you, they can make you think some stuff into existence. And from the stats of what they gave Fuegoleon, I think they gave him like a 4 or 5 out of cleverness and like intelligence. Homie, I think, can actually pull that off, especially if Salamander gets sucked in with him, because Dorothy can't stop the magic user from using magic. So if Vermillion's smart and does the combination of using his own magic plus putting the ideas in Dorothy's head, I think he can actually come out with that W. But
Yami's beating her with dimension slashes.
Right. And
Yami can beat her with the dimension slash. So I can buy that.
Yami's number one simply because he has the perfect attack and perfect defense against everything we've been introduced to. Like that alone to me puts him at number one.
But I think could William start absorbing her fucking?
Yeah, that would be my counter.
Yeah,
that would
honestly, I don't think
it's
we
a little
get
tough
into like how powers interact, because we just don't. Honestly, we don't know, bro. Like if he won, he could write it that way. If he doesn't, he can say the trees don't work in the magic world. It's just weird to.
Well, let's go under the assumption that they can, because we said other magic could work in there, right? Like, and if we're giving Yami the out of being able to use dimension slashes in that bitch, and plus, given the fact that they seem like Arcana stage means like you could just do whatever, the rules don't apply to you type bullshit. So, what's his face is Arcana stage. So I would say let's give it to him that he can use the mana absorbing shit. So if that's the case, and he can, Williams over. Yeah, Williams over Dorothy.
I don't know. Like I was fighting on that one for a while. I mean, I'm stuck for the simple reason that in the dream world, Dorothy's scale is like unbeatable. I mean, if you saw that one move where like homegirl just made like a stuffed animal open her mouth, if you look inside of the mouth, it was a whole galaxy. Like she literally created like a beast that'll eat you and like take you to this like galaxy world. And then plus another side note to know about her ability is that once you're in the dream world, you do steadily get more tired. And once you fall asleep, you can't wake up. So it's also an endurance battle. As in, like, if
But
you don't escape the dream world, it's already cheap.
Then that makes it even more that I would say Vangeance wins, because at least from what I read from him, one, he has the smarts, I would think. So he definitely has the smarts to come up with a strategy to get out. Two, he has like probably one of the highest magic powers. That's my assumption based off what he's been able to do. Plus, he has the elf hype now because everybody who got an elf also technically was able to retain some of that magic. So next to actual Lich, he had probably the second strongest elf or whatever in his body. So as far as magic power, he has it for days. So I think he has the stamina to go against her for sure. And I think he has the strategy to get out, and he has the power that can suck her mana. So I think he has all three I think he has a 3 combo to knock this bitch out, to be honest.
That's fair. That's fair.
So are we cool with that? Vengeance over Dorothy for third.
I could take that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, so top 3 right now is Vangeance, Fuegoleon. Oh, sorry, Yami, Fuegoleon, Vangeance. Now, fourth. Are we going to just put Dorothy there for fourth? Do we think Jack the Ripper's got a shot against this motherfucker? Do we think Nozel's got a shot against this motherfucker? Because this is where we start talking about them, I think. This is where these niggas start coming
I would definitely put Dorothy over Jack because her magic within the magical glamour world can technically can be anything, right? Almost kind of like a Rill. I would argue that Jack's power won't work on all of Rill's moves, for example, simply because all of Rill's moves constitute every attribute in that sense, where it's not technically the same magic that he's using, even though it's all paint magic, quote unquote. So if using that logic, and plus Jack the Ripper hasn't been shown to really be that smart, actually. So I don't think homie's gonna finesse his way out of Dorothy's world.
Yeah, he's definitely a dummy.
I mean, but he can cut anything though. That's what his power is. His power adapts to whatever
but it takes
is.
Time.
He can cut anything.
If it was insta, I would agree with you, but it takes time. And that's the one he doesn't have in Dorothy's world because it's going to be an endurance test.
So again, I'm also not looking at just him versus Dorothy. So if you say Vengeance can beat Dorothy, and I think that Jack the Ripper can do a better job against Vengeance than Dorothy can, I think that he can still be considered stronger than Dorothy, even if maybe her power may be a bad matchup for him. Is what we're saying. To me, a matchup doesn't say that a person is stronger. You know what I mean? So I still think so we have Yami, then Fuegoleon, then Vengeance. I think Nozel is probably next in my book.
They put what's his face at least just to add some more on Jack. His cleverness is the same as Vangeance.
Oh,
at least according
I don't know why
I
thought he was dumb. He seemed like I think it's just because he likes to fight. That's all it is.
And I mean, you could still argue personality then if that's the case. I mean, Jack's just not going to want to think about it then. I mean, you can use the same argument.
How you going to say he just won't think about it? I don't know what you mean.
I'm just saying, we've never been introduced to a Jack that's really used his brain in battle. I'll say it like that.
Big facts.
But we've never been introduced to a lot of these captains in battle at all.
True.
Again,
well, I mean,
it's all speculation. So, we can't go off.
Because of his
we just going off
the mana, though.
Huh?
I mean, we gave Vangeance the big up simply because of his power alone, though.
Yeah. Well, that's a stat, right? Is what I assume.
Right. But I'm just saying, that was why, that was, the big reason why he had the big ups with Dorothy. Jack the Ripper doesn't really have that. And arguably, well, I mean, that could be a debate, but I personally still think 1v1, Vangeance still has it against Jack the Ripper.
No, I agree. I think Vangeance is. I can still see Vangeance as being second. Third is fine, but I can still see him as being second. I'm saying against Dorothy. I mean, I get y'all her dream magic is good and all, but she's obviously not unbeatable, clearly. So
right. But what I'm saying is that how they beat her was actually low key petty, if you think about it. If he and Dorothy beat Dorothy, I'll just say it like that. That's how they had.
We have an actual stat that says he has the same level of cleverness as who you said just now as
Vangeance.
And part of the reason
that means he's done something
win is because he's smart.
Clever enough.
that means something to me. You know, that's not even like a speculation on our end. That's actual, like, a fact.
Wiki facts. They're
But
wiki
we're
facts.
also saying that Vangeance is winning because he meets 3 attributes to beat her and not just 1. Whereas Jack only meet 1. So yeah, he may be clever enough to be like, man, the only way out is tricking her out. But like that's only one method of winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we can't guarantee that method works every single time.
I agree. We can't agree that it won't though either. Is what I'm saying. And like I said, just because he would lose to Dorothy, what if he can fight? He can have a better chance against Vangeance than she would. Does that not still make him stronger, in your opinion? Or what if they fight Yami? What if he can fight Yami better than she could? Wouldn't that mean that he is still stronger? Because I think he'd do a better job with Yami than she would.
Yeah, possibly. So I don't think
so.
Has the body for it. One hit from Yami, I think she sleep. Real talk.
And that's what I'm saying. So it's not just we're not just comparing them to each other. Like you can compare it to all of them as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, but as I'm looking at Jack right now, Jack and Dorothy are tied. I could see the Nozel in the next place. I feel like he has the stamina and the smarts to probably make it out of that jam with Dorothy. So I think I will put him under there. And like you're saying, that's how I'm looking at it too. Yeah. And I'm looking at it too. Yeah. And as I'm looking at it the same way too, I also look like, okay, you versus them, but also like, am I seeing you getting easily beat by the niggas above you too? Because then if I see like a red flag there, then I would correct it. But to me, so far with our list, that's why I think Jack the Ripper, Dorothy, and Nozel, like I knew the arguments were going to be here because they're all like somewhere around the same tier to me. I could easily see a Yami dub, a Vangeance dub, and a Fuegoleon dub in some cases against those bottom 3, right?
These are mid 3 though.
You said what? Yeah, sorry, the mid 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see them losing to them. So I think it's really just a matter of, does Jack go above or below Dorothy? I think maybe he can edge out above, but they're very close. I think.
I'm gonna put Jack above Dorothy, and this is why I'm gonna give him the edge out, because now at this point we like, man, their abilities are fairly even. Like we could see both of them taking dubs, and we could see both of them faring better against other people, you know, than the next one. However, Jack, as a captain, has 2 more stars than that bitch. So I'm just gonna be 100 and say, hey, there go his dub, bro.
Wow.
He got 2 more stars, bro. He the better captain.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't know if you got a real
Jack is not going, bro.
I'm sorry. I can't see it. I'm trying. I really do try to see like both sides of an argument, but I just don't see this. Like, all Dorothy would need is like reasonable creativity to hold off Jack until he falls asleep.
No, but you're still assuming that he's dumb. You're still assuming that he's dumb, but we're saying that he's definitely Vangeance clever.
No. I mean, like, it's not just like that factor though. It's a simple fact that Dorothy can just unleash waves and waves and waves of OP just creations, I guess, for lack of a better word, that Jack won't have a true counter for.
He can definitely physically keep up as much as you can see Yami keeping up physically, so can Jack.
But that's where the sleep factor comes in, because it's not like he's not going to be affected by it. All Dorothy needs to do is keep him busy until he falls asleep, and it's GG.
Okay, but then here's my thing is that we get a cleverness and all of this thing for Jack. We get these factual numbers. For Dorothy, we don't get anything. And from what I've seen from Dorothy, she ain't the brightest. So I'm like, low key, it could be that she an airhead, which is why she not the Magic King. Like, if she has strats and skills, she should honestly, with her power, be like number 1. So I'm thinking maybe she dumber than we think.
Okay.
And my thing is also, the next question I would say is, yes, she brings things to reality within her dream world, but the question is going to become, to me personally, where it's different with Boismortier's painting magic, is what is the true core for magic? Because I honestly think that what they might end up explaining away is that Jack is cutting dream magic. So it doesn't actually matter what her creations are, because the core is still dream magic. so it wouldn't actually change. Like he wouldn't have to keep adapting.
That's actually a decent question, to be honest.
Yeah, he would just have to adapt to one core.
If that's true, then okay. I would actually give it to Jack if that's true.
I don't think that his cutting magic is going to be useful at all, because she could literally be like, okay, instead of making a creature that he can cut, I'm just going to make poisonous gas, or you know what I'm saying, like, or something that she can create anything. Like I create something that even when cut, if it touches you, you die.
But the question is she that smart? They don't even got the numbers on her smartness. Yeah,
even it's still dream magic, even if you make that poison in a dream. So that's what he's saying, is that if you can cut dream, you can cut the dream. Unlike the painting thing where like it becomes what it is.
I mean, he can cut fire magic, right?
Well, I mean, like they did argue that though, like in the anime when Sally had to do the whole science experiment with Luck and Magnus Wing with like the water that she produced. Like that water she produced was water. So that's why it's like it's debatable.
What do you say?
Like Dorothy. Like, okay, so like one scene when the fight is that Dorothy sent like a whole pool of water with piranhas against like the whole squad. And Sally was like, all right, let's do an experiment. So Luck uses electricity and Magna uses fire against the whole pond. And it did explode naturally, like based on the chemical reaction logic in the anime. But the point was the water that she produced in the dream was considered water, like actual water.
Oh, no, I agree that it is. But that's what like MGG said, like,
the core is still dream magic.
Yeah, what's the core of the magic?
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, it's room for, clarification, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah. All I'm saying is on Dorothy's page, they don't even talk about her smarts yet. So I get the counterpoint that Player 5 said, but I feel like because there's nothing there, I might go under the assumption that she might be dumber than what we thought. Because, I mean, well, we'll just have to wait to see, I guess. But at the best, she's on the same cleverness par as the other two, like Vangeance and Jack. So she's at a 4. But I doubt her cleverness is going to be higher. That's just my gut feeling. So
all right, that's fair.
And then last thing with Jack, I don't know if they still do. I think they still do. Like they had there was some kind of rivalry between Jack and Yami. So that matters to me too. The fact that Yami's considered his rival.
That's true.
Ain't shit. Nozel considered Fuegoleon rival, but that nigga down.
I mean, Nozel up there too, right?
Up where?
He top 4. He top 4 right now.
Nozel's number 4.
Well, huh? I thought we were seeing if Dorothy or Jack was 4.
No, it sounded like everybody. Maybe you didn't chime in on that consensus. It sounded like everybody was saying that Nozel could drop Dorothy. Like no. So you think there's a debate there? You think Dorothy's over
Nozel? No, without a doubt. I don't know if I can move on that. Like Dorothy is slapping Nozel.
Bro, I'm gonna be real. Noel will probably knock this nigga out right now. What is you talking about? She should be in the
Damn, son.
Type this nigga like 100. Wow.
Yeah, I don't see Nozel touching Dorothy. I didn't know that.
I feel like y'all changed up. I think last week y'all was hyping this nigga Nozel up. Now y'all hyping Noel up.
No. Nozel came up just to come up. We weren't talking about Dorothy. Dorothy came up at the end.
But you gotta remember the argument.
Wasn't trying to sleep on Dorothy, but Dorothy will slap Nozel. I'm sorry.
The argument from last week, what I'm really waiting for is just to let niggas know that Rill not last. Because niggas was trying to put Rill last. And y'all got me fucked up.
No, we agreed.
Is Rill over Nozel?
Rill over Nozel? No. After thinking about it, I don't think Rill is touching this.
And also with the stars, my guy, Nozel stars is 95, bro. He's up there. Are we really saying that Dorothy's dropping him?
Noel is a wonderful organizer of talent, which is why he got a lot of stars. But I'm gonna be real here. If I was like, yo, put Rill, Boismortier, and Nozel Silva in a fucking death battle, I don't know, bro. I don't think Nozel coming out that motherfucker. Is he smarter, better in a whole bunch more situations? Yeah. But if it's just like, hey, bro, fuck all the what ifs, get in this ring and let's throw hands. No bullshit. I don't think niggas want it with Rill. Like that nigga is like Charmy busted.
I mean, he's OP, but I mean, you do got to get into the mental capacity some because he's a child.
Yeah, he a child. That's why I'm like, hey, as a full-on captain, clearly at 49 stars, he ain't doing it. But that nigga kind of strong. Like,
I
don't know.
And I don't see it, to be honest.
I'm looking at the Silver Eagle squad. It looked like Nozel's carrying the team, bro. I don't even know none of these niggas' faces, bro. So I can't buy the great organizer bullshit. The stars is definitely coming from the captain, my guy. Like, I'm not seeing it from these niggas. Like, we already saw what Nebra and Solid did against some elves, bro. They got straight dropped. So I'm not seeing it, my guy. I'm not seeing it at all.
Noel couldn't drop this nigga right now. That's what y'all gonna say. That Noel won't put hands on this nigga today, right now, to this motherfucking day.
By herself. By herself.
By herself. Valkyrie armor. Come on, bro.
I mean, I could see it.
I don't know, man. I feel like
so you're saying Noel can beat Nozel is what you're saying.
I'll say right now, she knocking this nigga.
Bro, until last week when I said could beat captains, y'all was talking shit. Nigga, what?
No. You said would be like one of the strongest captains, which would not be in top 4. These niggas saying Nozel top 4. I'm saying Nozel is not top 4, and he would get dropped by yes.
Damn.
That's what they said last week.
Okay, so wait. So let's reorganize the ranking real quick. Then we'll come back to the Nozel argument. So right now we got Yami as number 1. Vangeance is number 2. Fuegoleon is number 2. Vangeance is 3. 4 now I'm gonna say is Jack the Ripper based off the long ass argument we had, and then it would be between Nozel or Dorothy for 5.
I'm putting 5 at Dorothy.
I'm putting 5 at Dorothy.
Dang.
Hold on. So who was 4? You said
nasty.
4 is
Jack the Ripper right now.
And then Dorothy, and then Nozel.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Hey, but I'm trying to disrespect Nozel right now. I'm gonna be real.
I can tell.
I'm gonna have to drop that nigga low.
A lot of smut on this nigga name, bro. No, but if we put Nozel below Dorothy, no. I mean, the thing would be, I would say the argument then is like Rill is right behind him, because I don't see Charolete, Roselei beating Nozel. I don't.
Yeah, as a side note, I got Charolete as last after thinking about it.
Come on.
Under my nigga
is definitely last, bro.
Yeah, invisibility buddy is last.
Oh, no. Oh, that was a given. Like, all Purple Orca captains are last. Like, that was a given. My bad. I'll clarify. All Purple Orca captains last, then Charolete. That's
okay.
This is how you know the Purple Orca's trash. They vice captain got knocked out by the counter magic nigga. Like, yo, vice captain, that soft, bro?
Trash.
Okay.
All right, so then where do we think Rill? So, the question then is, where do we think Rill, Dorothy, and Nozel lie? Because I think we know everyone's cool with Charolete being like next to the bottom, right? You don't think she's beating any of those 3 names I just mentioned, she's anyone above it?
Bottom of the named captains.
Got it. Okay, so it's Charolete, it's Purple Orca captains, then Charolete, and now it's these last 3 spots we're trying to figure out who lies where.
I'm gonna be 100, and I'm gonna say it because I know I'm in the minority. I think the next week is nigga Nozel. I'm just gonna throw that out.
Damn.
Why you hating on Nozel, bro?
For real.
Bro, why this nigga getting clout, bro? He beat 1 compass, nigga. That's it. You get clout off that now? That's it. That's all he did.
He got a lot of versatility with the power.
Ooh.
I think he's an intelligent captain. I also think he's carrying his squad. I think he has a decent amount as far as like royal goes. If we're looking at Noel, my thought is that like the Nozel's magical aptitude has to be just as high, if not higher. I get that Noel has plot armor clout behind her, but I just think that we just haven't seen Nozel go all out just yet.
I think that the Silver family are a bunch of clout chasing ass niggas, and they don't want it with the Vermillion family. Because whenever you see the Vermillion family, them niggas mana be off the chart. Them Silver niggas be getting clapped. Nigga, Solid got knocked the fuck out easy. I don't even remember the other girl name. Like, them niggas soft except for Noel.
See, the problem is what Nozel is running into is that he's going against 2 mages with powers of scale. What we've seen with all the ones above him is that they can go toe-to-toe with the scale, or they has an ability that helps him out. Like Jack the Ripper, why we was arguing him so hard is he really don't got the scale, but his ability is what, in addition to like the other soft skills, is what allowed him to get the edge on these niggas. Nozel is basically in the same bucket as Jack, just minus the fact that he doesn't have a special ability that does it. And his Mercury magic, as far as we've seen, has now put out like Vangeance level scale compared to like this nigga who literally can paint anything and this girl who literally puts you in this dream world where anything can happen. You feel what I'm saying? So it's at that point I could see why we would put him below, but I guarantee you, and this is just based off of what I've seen off Nozel before. In my heart, I believe he's better than at least those two. But I can see, based off what we've got from him from the story now, magic-wise, it's hard for me to see a dub against those two magicians of scale. And then if he goes up against Jack just will easily counter the Mercury magic. I don't think that's a difficult thing. And it's just a battle of hands, which I feel Nozel has none of. He is not a hands guy at all.
If we stop and look at Nozel, bro, like everything he is clout, bro. Like I think we just attaching him to niggas like Byakuya, you know, like the older brother that act like an asshole, but low key come with the hands. But like we haven't seen my man's hands yet, and we done been through a whole arc, like a whole beginning to end story has been told, arc, saga, if you will. And this nigga ain't shown nothing. We in a time scale. Where this nigga at, bro? He can't ride the hype wave no more, bro. It's over with. I can't get him no more clout on what he ain't done.
Did he beat the elf?
Actually only done beating one elf nigga who was mainly a trickery elf and not a powerhouse elf. That's all he did. That's it. And talk shit.
All right. I mean, for the sake of the argument, are we really going to fight hard on Nozel being above any of these two? Sure. All right. So for now, go ahead.
I gotta. Okay. All right. First off, I'm locked in at Dorothy at 5. I'm sorry, y'all can't tell me nothing in
above
the dream
Jack
world
or below Jack.
Rill, and I mean, like, no. I'm just saying, like, that this matters as far as what I'm about to say next. But Nozel and Rill have no true ability to be able to F with Dorothy. All right. Considering that fact,
hold on.
I think
Rill would do good against Dorothy. You don't think so?
Nah, for the simple reason that in Dream World, the only thing I guess you could argue is that there's like some possibility Rill can avoid getting something in Dream World. But in Dream World, Dorothy has the ability to fight scale for scale with whatever Rill dreams up. Because in the sense, both of their abilities are the same. The only limit would be their creativity. Dorothy thinks, so it appears. Rill draws, so it appears. They go tat for tat for tat for tat. Again, it's also an endurance ability, though, for Rill, because as soon as that motherfucker falls asleep, it's GG. All Dorothy has to do is
you're just saying that Rill isn't smart enough to...
I don't think so.
Well, that too.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, Rill is definitely not...
His cleverness is a 3 right now.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
So he's dumber than the other niggas.
I don't think, like, Rill's touching Dorothy. And the same thing actually with Silva, again, in my opinion, simply because Dorothy would have the bigger scale for Silva. Like the biggest thing for Silva is the versatility, the magic amount, and then just the scale with said versatility with his Mercury, which would be like reasonable. But Dorothy can just easily match that. So I don't see Silva touching him. As far as Nozel with Rill, that's where it gets tricky because I think arguably Rill has bigger scale than Silva, but homie's just smart and versatile to just close the distance and bring it with the hands. Because one thing they've also unleashed is that Nozel has better physical ability than Rill. So if he's able to like even get like a couple hands on him,
it'll be the softest hands fight ever.
For real.
Sloppy, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying if it comes down to it, Nozel has the W.
Y'all remember that King fight from 7 Deadly Sins? Where he went against that old ass man, he got slapped and knocked the fuck out. That's what that bullshit would be like. Trash. It's horrible.
But I mean, in a sense, it does matter though, right? Because I mean, like Rill is like dumb enough where the opposing magician could close the distance if they wanted to, like if they have like the ability. I'll say it like that. And I definitely think Nozel has that ability. So.
For me, I also just give Rill the edge just for the sake of I need Nozel to prove it to me at this point. With all that big talk he's been doing, I kind of am starting to lean towards player 5's thought of like, at this point, now you got to show improve. Your sister has shown improve. Now I'm waiting on you to do it. So I'm going to hold you until you show me that you don't need to be held anymore. You know?
Damn. He got to come through on the Byakuya joint or sit down. Nigga, like, we 200 episodes in, so damn near, bro. You got
I feel that. Yeah, and I might have been one of the ones saying like, don't sleep on him. He'll take but to be honest, he got to show me right now.
Oh, thank you.
So I'll concede to your argument.
That's all I want to hear.
So at this point, the ranking I have so far, if everybody's cool with it, is number 1, we got Yami Sukehiro from the Black Bulls. Number 2, we got Fuegoleon Vermillion from Crimson Lion. 3, we have William Vangeance from Golden Dawn. 4, we got Jack the Ripper of the Green Mantis. 5, we have Dorothy Unsworth of Coral Peacock. 6 is Rill Boismortier from Azure Deer. 7 is Nozel Silva of the Silver Eagles. 8 is Charolete Roselei of Blue Rose. And what is it? 9? 9 is Purple Orca Captain.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, Kaiser or the other nigga. Like, they are both at the bottom. Is that it?
That's fair.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right,
and I'd say can beat everyone under 5.
What that leave? What, 3 more niggas?
Yeah.
Wait,
that means he's not taking
under
Jack.
5 starts with Rill. So Rill, Nozel, and Charlotte, and then the purple.
No, he can beat everybody under 6.
No, he definitely.
You know, it's not beating Rill, sir. That was where this argument started out, because you was like, he'd beat most of them niggas at the bottom, and I was like, nah, I know Rill at the bottom, and he ain't beating Rill, so.
I mean, I still think he would. Shit, y'all lucky. I was about to say he could beat Dorothy too, but I'm gonna give her that.
Oh wow!
I'll give y'all that one. In my mind, I still think he could.
Oh wow! Now I mean,
how? I just don't understand how you can argue it. You know, like
how does he escape? We'll table it. We're gonna table the next the next debate for the next podcast will be what Black Clover Captains can Yudo beat. If you're watching this or Linda, send us your list of captains that you think he could beat. But
that's fair.
6 out of 9.
That'll be the next one. Fuck it.